Pitching line brought to you by Nissan. Matt Clement, 84 pitches deep and 4 innings so far. No hits, no runs, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts. Rudy Castro leading it off here in the bottom of the 5th. He's 0 for 2. And some New Hampshire fans. Oh, and an invite Jerry Mom is paying apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah. Pitch outside, although I'm sure that's past the Nesson curfew.
Especially in this pennant race, we have strict orders. Russ Ken checks every night, bed check. Make sure we are in at a proper time.
1-1, diving at first is Millar, racing to the bag and it'll dive the other way. Castro's out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th.
Millar has saved 2 hits so far in this game on that very strange play with B.J. Surhoff, where he knocked down a line drive and they had a 3-4-5 put out, and now diving to his right, scrambles and dives for the bag. So the 2 closest things to hits have been knocked down by Millar.
1 down for Melvin Mora. He has popped out to second base, grounded back to the mound. And Rocker up in the bullpen. Red Sox have not seen Rockers. This pitch fouled off back into the seats. Now to Melvin Mora. Getting a new baseball, and it's always rubbing it up off the backside of the mound, coming back up on top. And appearing in to get the sign from Veritek. Dirt outside, and it's 3-1 now to Mora. Del Tejada waits on deck. The Orioles batting here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Oh, dropped the bunt down. It's popped up and in foul ground. Bill Miller chasing in, but foul ball and a full count now for Mora, trying to bunt his way on.
Trying to do anything to get a base runner here, get that first hit of the game. But again, the Orioles having a difficult time getting the ball on the ground. You see the barrel of the bat that time underneath the baseball, and that causes them to pop it up.
Grounds it back up the middle and into center field. A base hit and the first hit for the Orioles. As Clement had gone 4 1/3 without giving up a base hit.
Well, the opportunities have been there in this game, certainly for the Orioles. Here you see the base hit on the cut fastball by Melvin Mora up the middle. But a couple of bases loaded situations, and Luis Matos both times, the number 9 hitter, making the final out of the inning.
Here's Miguel Tejada. He's 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in the first inning. Grounded out to third base in the 3rd. Off of Clement, ricochets to Graffinino on to first, a double play. Inning ending, 2-0 Boston after 5.
Well, a couple of good plays in that inning for the Red Sox. Millar now the double play. This is a rocket by Tejada. Gets a piece, it looks like, of the glove of Clement. Graffinino from the ground, and then Renteria sidestepping the slide and getting the double play.
David Ortiz leads it off and pops it up left side of the infield. Only Mora on the left side. Now he's going to come way in, and he makes the catch for the first out here of the 6th inning.
Ortiz jumping on that first fastball that he sees from Bedard, and it goes up, and who's there to get it? Only Melvin Mora, who is at the shortstop position. Covered a lot of ground to get that one.
And one down for Manny Ramirez. Red Sox have just 2 hits so far today. An infield hit for Damon in the first, a single for Ortiz in the first. And Bedard is not allowed to hit since. Looking ball in there for a strike to Manning. This player profile is brought to you by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. 430 career home runs, tied for 35th most with Jim Thome. Six in a row retired by Bedard. He grounds it foul outside of third, and it's 0-2. Red Sox getting their runs. A sacrifice fly off the bat of Manny Ramirez, scoring Johnny Damon in the first. And with Renteria at third base, Eric Bedard uncorked a wild pitch and scored Renteria. Red Sox have the 2-0 advantage. It is held up here into the top half of the 6th inning. Bedard's not given up a hit since. Retired 14 of the last 50, and then spins Ramirez back out of the box. He's got 6 strikeouts through 5 1/3 innings. And a 1-2 to Ramirez. Strike 3 call. Manny knew it and takes with him the 7th K for Bedard. 2 down.
After the inside fastball, Bedard goes to the cut fastball. You'll see Lopez jump out and away. They want it outside. And Manny just spins around and heads back to the dugout. No argument there.
So 2 down for Varitek. Jason struck out in the first inning, grounded out to third base in the 4th. Playing in his 126th game of the year. Possible 154 as it is popped up foul beyond the Orioles dugout. Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers, by Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network, and by New England Dodge dealers. Two down here in the top half of the 6th inning. Varitek with a count of 1-1. Missing inside that time. And the Yankees losers today 7-4 to Toronto. Cleveland at Kansas City tonight. The Red Sox winning here 2-0 against the Baltimore Orioles in the 6th inning. Breaking ball drops in there for a strike. It's 2-2. side. A full count now. Bedard with first inning troubles, but has been great since. Millar waits on deck. He's walked twice in the game against Bedard. Veritek grounds it left side. Mora to his left. Nicely picks it and throws out Veritek. Red Sox down in order, 8 in a row, retired by Bedard. 2-0 Boston.
Tomorrow afternoon at 12:30, Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame report with Tom Caron and Jim Rice. You'll hear from tomorrow's star of the ever-candid David Wells as Eric Freed goes one-on-one. Plus, the Remax Plays of the Week and the Boston Globe's Gordon Eaves will bring you his Sunday's Major League Notebook. It's all tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 with TC and Jim Rice.
Bottom of the 6th inning. Jake Gibbons leading it off for the Orioles. Clement back out there, and the first pitch strike to Gibbons. 2-0 Boston on top. Just 2 hits for the Red Sox, only 1 for the Orioles. Jay Gibbons has walked twice in the game. Career high 6 walks in the game for Matt Clement. His 6 walks have been over 2 innings. He walked 3 in the 2nd inning and walked 3 in the 4th. In the dirt outside. 2-1 now to Gibbons. A pretty strange outing for Matt Clement. He's given up just 1 hit today. He's had control problems in a couple of different innings. Strike and a full count now. Pitch number 100 for Matt Clement. Line to right and in for a hit. 3rd time Gibbons has been aboard. Let's check in with Eric Freed. Eric.
All right, Don, here to tell you about a Jimmy Fun field trip. What's becoming an annual tradition. Some patients from the Dana-Farber are here in Baltimore this weekend. Last night, they're putting together a banner that they've brought to the park here today. They've got a great suite out in left field taking in the game, but perhaps the highlight was before the game when several Red Sox players met the patients before the game in a side clubhouse here at Oriole Park. Mike Timlin was there. Big Poppy came out to take pictures, sign autographs, and flash his smile. Trot Nixon, John Olerud, Mike Myers. The kids loved it. I have a feeling the players loved it as well. A great weekend for them down here in Baltimore, guys.
All right, Eric, thanks very much. We know the kids look forward to that every year. As we were there, I guess a couple months ago now, Jerry, and they were all talking about coming here to Baltimore at the end of the season as they do each year. Here and enjoying the ball game. Lopez taking a strike, and it's 0-2. Jay Gibbons with a leadoff single to get it started here in the 6th. Now Lopez behind 0-2. Game of the series here tomorrow afternoon. David Wells against John Maine. In the dirt, and it's 1-2 now to Javi Lopez. 48,612 on hand. Another enormous crowd here at Camden Yards for game 2 of this 3-game series. Red Sox have set a club road attendance record. And fouled off to the right. New record will have the Red Sox play in front of at least 3 million fans on the road this season. Boston's average road crowd has been 37,459 fans per road game, is the highest mark in the majors. Not a surprise. 1-2 grounded left side to Renteria. The second for one on to first base. Dug out on the backhand by Millar for the double play. Second twin killing in 2 innings.
Now the Red Sox have made some big defensive plays. Millar's been involved in a couple of them. Now the double play after the leadoff base hit. Renteria quickly to Graffinino. Watching that on replay, was Graffinino looked like he was off that bag a little early.
Two down for B.J. Surhoff, who was 0 for 2. Surhoff struck out swinging in the second, grounded into a fielder's choice in the 4th inning. Into right field, a base hit. Millar stumbling at first base in the dive attempt, no chance. Into right field, 3rd hit for the Orioles.
And all 3 hits coming in the last couple of innings. 1 in the 5th, 2 here in the 6th. Looks like Millar, as he started to go to his right, just fell. I don't think he was going to get to that ball anyway. See him well off the line, and no chance to make a play on that line drive.
So 2 down, Surhoff at first. Clement up over 100 pitches as he will now deal to Chris Gomez. Gomez walked in the second, lined out to right in the 4th inning. First pitch strike. There is action in the Red Sox bullpen. Applebaum and Bradford up in the pen. Swing and a miss. 0-2 to Gomez. Red Sox got 2 runs in the first. Neither team has scored since. The Orioles bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 down and Surhoff at first. And down the right field line, a foul ball. Have been given 6 walks by Matt Clement. None of them have been costly for Clement. The only thing that has been costly has been the effect on the pitch count. We got Matos to fly out to right field. The base is loaded when walking 3 in the 2nd. Then got Matos ground into a fielder's choice in the 4th inning with the bases loaded. Down the right field line, a fair ball this time, headed to the corner. Surhoff headed for 3rd base. He will get there. A double for Gomez. And the first extra base hit of the day for the Orioles, and all of a sudden with 2 down, the tying runs in scoring position.
And well played by Trot Nixon off that wall out there in right field. Cut fastball out over the plate. Gomez, after a bad swing earlier in that at bat and a ball that was way away, that time takes it to the opposite field. You can see very careful down there is Trot Nixon, and by getting it back in, that holds the runner at third base.
Dave Wallace, the pitching coach, headed out to talk to Clement. After giving up just 1 hit over the first 5 innings, he's allowed 3 hits in this inning. Double play looming large. With runners at second and third and 2 down. Both Papelbon and Bradford ready. David Newhan will be the batter. He's walked twice in the game. Surhoff at third, Gomez at second, 2 down. Strike 1 to Newhan. Clement coming into this outing with a 13-6 record, a 4.65 earned run average, and has not allowed a run yet today. Through 5 2/3 innings. Outside, and it's 1-1. Foul outside of first base, and a ball and 2 strikes.
I think that's one that Newhan would like to have back again. That ball was right out over the plate and down. And Newhan topping it and pulling it foul.
Up and away, Newhan doesn't chase, and it's 2-2. Clement wants a new baseball. Second and third, 2 down, bottom of the 6th inning. Clement ready. And a 2-2 pitch to David Newhan. Hopped up. Bill Miller's got it sized up. Puts it away. Orioles strand a pair through 6. 2-0 Boston. This game summary is brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. Well, a pretty good defensive day turned in by Kevin Millar, diving at first base. 4 1/3. Clement had not given up a hit. He did give up a hit, and then the double play turned nicely on the 1-4-6-3 double play. Clement, who has 4 strikeouts on the day, and through 6, worked out of some pretty major jams. 2-0. The Red Sox on top in this one as we head now to the 7th inning. Kevin Millar leads it off. He has walked twice in the ball game, once in the first and once in the 4th. Millar and Nixon here in the 7th inning. Bedard has not allowed a hit to the Red Sox since the first inning. Infield hit for Damon in the first. Ortiz with a single to center. And since then, the only Boston base runner, Kevin Millard, walked in the fourth inning.
The way this thing started out for Bedard today, it looked like it might be a very short outing for him. A little bit like Bronson Arroyo last night. But he got his act together quickly in that second inning, and it's been lights out since then.
On the ground, Tejada to his left has got it. And Millar's retired for the first out of the seventh inning. Nine in a row retired by Bedard. Here's Bill Miller, who's 0 for 2. He's flied to right and struck out looking. Walkers, who is up earlier, is up again. Tim Burdack now joins him, the left-hander. Craig Hansen up in the Red Sox pen. It had been Bradford as well as Papelbon, but it's now Hansen up in the pen.
Maybe the plan is Hansen, Papelbon, and Timlin to try to close this one out.
On the ground, right side into right field, a base hit. Breaks up a string of 9 in a row. Retired by Bedard, a one-out single for Bill Miller. The third Boston hit of the day, and the first since the first inning.
Tonight at 10, tune in to NESN for Sports Desk to get complete coverage of Game 2 of this series, including post-game reaction from the Sox clubhouse, plus highlights from Death Valley as the BC Eagles play their first road ACC game at Clemson. And in Lake Manassas, Virginia, just south of here, the world's best golfers are competing in the President's Cup. Get all the highlights tonight at 10 on Sports Desk.
So Bill Miller aboard with one down here in the seventh inning. Here's Trot Nixon, who's 0 for 2 today. Nixon struck out swinging in the second inning, grounded out to third base in the fourth. Nixon grounds it through the vacated right side. Up to second base goes Bill Miller. And the Red Sox, with one down, have runners at first and second.
Interesting this morning, Francona was addressing Nixon facing left hand. He said, if he swings and strikes, he's fine. It's when he, starts to chase out of the zone is when he gets in trouble. Well, picks a strike here and hooks it in that hole between first and second. And that's going to bring Palazzo out of that dugout.
So Bedard, who had not given up a hit since the first inning and had 9 in a row, retired, gives up back-to-back base hits to Miller and to Nixon with one down here in the seventh inning. It's had double-barreled action in the bullpen. Rockers and Burdack. Cuzzy making his way out to the mound, the home plate umpire.
Bedard's trying to talk himself into this game, and Palazzo's asking the umpire, what do you think? Should I take him out? Though when the umpire went out, it was supposed to be to have a decision made. Here we go.
Well, they finally made it. And the pitching change from Camden Yards, 2-0 Boston. The Bruins are back, and individual game tickets are on sale now. The regular season is just 12 days away as Joe Thornton, Sergei Samsonov, Andrew Raycroft, Brian Leach, and all your favorite players return to the ice. For more information, call 617-624-BEAR or log on to bostonbruins.com. First and second, one down for the Red Sox in the top of the 7th inning. Boston on top 2-0. And the new pitcher for the Orioles, Aaron Rockers.
See his numbers down at AAA. Ottawa, 57 games, a 6-5 record, 7 saves. He's been in 7 with the Orioles since being called up on September the 5th. 9 strikeouts in 9 innings. Opponents hitting .242 off Rockers.
Well, Bedard had retired 17 of 18 prior to the back-to-back base hits for Miller and Nixon. With one out here in the 7th inning, Tony Graffanino will be the batter. The Sox scoring the game's only runs back in the 1st inning. Johnny Damon scoring on a sacrifice fly by Manny Ramirez. And Edgar Renteria, who's at third base, scored on a wild pitch. Charged Eric Bedard. So Bedard leaves after 6 1/3 innings so far, giving up 4 hits, 4 runs, or 2 runs rather, but is responsible for the runners at first and second. Walked 3, struck out 7. Graffanino has struck out, grounded out, 0 for 2. Walker's 28 years old. Highland, Illinois. Not sure get to the big leagues for the first time. Got in 3 games with the Orioles. So Southern Illinois University. Working back grounder fouled outside of first base. Down here in the top of the 7th inning. A single to right for Miller, a single to right for Nixon. First and second, one away. Ball and a strike to Tony Graffanino. Strike over the outside corner, and it's 1-2 now to Graffanino.
Thrown 3 pitches, 2 have been clocked at 85. I would guess the slide is not a lot of movement on it, and the other was a changeup. Chris Ray, the left-hander, and Burdick, excuse me, Ray, the right-hander, Burdick, the left-hander.
One in the hands and fisted foul by Tony Graffanino. Still 1-2. Runners at first and second, the responsibility of Bedard. Walkers with a count of 1-2 to Tony Graffanino.
First fastball that he's thrown, that was 90, just missing down and away.
Miller at second, Nixon at first. 2-2 to Graffinino. Hopped up right side. The second baseman Castro makes the catch, and there's 2 down.
Well, does the switching continue for Palazzo? Does he go get the lefty? Yes, I believe he is.
So Palazzo making the change. Rockers facing just one batter. He gets Graffinino. Damon coming up, the pitching change from Camden Yards. 2-0 Boston. Let's take a look at what's on tap for the Red Sox, brought to you by Heineken. 1 game left against these Baltimore Orioles tomorrow at 1:30 right here on NESN. Red Sox return home to host the Toronto Blue Jays Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night, all at 7 p.m. with all the action right here on NESN. Aaron Rockers faces one batter, gets Graffinino to pop out to second base. His day is complete, and the new pitcher on for the Orioles, Tim Burdick.
Well, we saw him last night face one batter, reached by Airy. You see against lefties 200, righties 313, appearance number 37 on the season for Burdick.
He'll be facing Johnny Damon with 2 outs and runners at first and second. With an infield hit in the first, scored Boston's first run. Grounded out to first base in the second, bounced out to second in the fifth. Burdick brought up from AAA Ottawa on July the 2nd.
Last night, that's the first time he had pitched in the big league since back in 2000 with the Kansas City Royals.
Damon lifts it to center field. Matos is there. And the Orioles get out of the jam as the Red Sox strand 2. 7th inning stretch, 2-0 Boston. Welcome back to Baltimore. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2-0. The Red Sox on top. Some changes for Boston. John Olerud in at first base defensively for Millar. And the new pitcher in his second outing in the major leagues, Craig Hansen.
See his numbers, 16 strikeouts in 13 and 2. That's professional innings. That's not many at all. And of course, one appearance at the big league level where he had 2 strikeouts in an inning against Tampa Bay. And this on Monday in his major league debut. The strikeout here on Toby Hall. And then he gets Julio Lugo, both on fastballs. He reached 97 on the gun in that game at Tampa Bay.
Got to be a much different experience for him here tonight, pitching in what was sort of a sterile environment in there in Tampa Bay in the Dome. They come in here to an enormous crowd at Camden Yards in Baltimore. Luis Montos hitting it off for the Orioles, and a swing and a miss, 95 from Hansen. This is sort of what Red Sox Nation has been waiting for, to see more of Craig Hansen.
And there's plenty of the nation here to see it in person for the first time.
Montos showing bunt, pulls back, takes the strike. And questions the call by Phil Cuzzi.
Montos not agreeing with the last call. Fastball down and in.
Montos strikes out. Hansen continues to impress. Strikes out the first batter he faces tonight. 96 on the fastball.
Yeah, nothing tricky there. All fastballs to Montos, and no chance on this last one. Voracek wanted that fastball away. He got it away from by Hansen. Now a little back and forth between Matos and that dugout with the home plate umpire. Matos not happy about the second pitch in that at bat.
One down for Bernie Castro. He's 0 for 3 from the top spot in the Orioles order. Slaps it foul outside of third base. Castro has popped out to first, struck out swinging, grounded out. Matt Clement pitching 6 shutout innings tonight for the Red Sox. 4 hits, no runs. He walked 6 and struck out 4. Hansen just recalled from Double-A Portland on Monday, making his major league debut in Tampa. This one is a high chopper, a tough runner in Castro. Miller's throw not in time, and Castro able to beat it out. Got a ton of speed.
Sure does. 41 steals at the minor league level, 6 since being up here at the big leagues, and once that ball bounced in front of home plate, very little chance for Bill Miller to throw him out. He's running out of that batter's box. See contact and just about a step down that line on contact.
So the tying run coming to the plate, and Melvin Mora, who is 1 for 3 in the ballgame, a single his last time up after popping out to second base, grounding back to the mound. 96 been inside to Mora. Hansen out of St. John's University, named the 2005 Big East Conference Pitcher of the Year. Popped up, fouled, that'll get back into the seats.
You know, for a big, tall guy, I mean, that's a pretty quick delivery to home plate. And the fastball again running back inside on Melvin Mora.
Down Castro at first, and the 1-1 to Mora outside, and it's 2-1
for a slider that he's thrown since being in the ball game. And he got underneath it just a little bit.
In the air to left field. Ramirez headed back at the wall. It is a tie game. Melvin Mora on his 22nd home run of the season ties the game at 2. Craig Hansen's first blemish in the major leagues.
Well, Mora gets that 96-mile-an-hour fastball and gets it right out over the plate. Actually, middle in that time, and lifts it with the high fly ball into those stands out in left field. So the chop base hit, and then the home run by Mora, and that quickly the game tied.
Here is Miguel Tejada. He jumps back out of the way, 96 miles per hour. From Craig Hansen. So Clement receives a no decision in his 6 shutout innings. Hansen after the strikeout of Matos. The infield hit for Castro and the 2-run shot for Mora. This one to short, backhanded by Renteria, and the throw in time, 2 down.
That may be it for Hansen. You got the lefty Gibbons coming to the plate. We'll see if they go get Myers.
The first run allowed by Hansen as a pro. And it's 2 runs on the 2-run home run by Mora. Applebaum and Myers, but they're going to stay with Hansen here against Gibbons. Strike. Gibbons has been on base 3 times tonight, walking twice and a single. All of that was against Matt Clement.
You know, it's interesting in Mora's at bat. He showed him one slider, and of course Mora was not impressed because it was not a good slider. So he kind of eliminated that, and all he had to look for was the fastball after that, and he got to it.
The Orioles tying the score here 2-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. After they had left the bases loaded in the 2nd and in the 4th and left the pair in scoring position in the 6th. Gibbons fouls it off down the left field line back into the crowd. "17 of his 23 have come off right-handed pitchers." Myers was an option for the Red Sox. He is 3 for 7 in his career against Myers. The Red Sox stay with Hansen with 2 down. Inside 1-2. Gibbons fouls it off, and it's still 1-2. It'll be interesting to see how he reacts now after allowing the 2-run home run.
Upstairs with the fastball this time against Gibbons. Gibbons fouls it off, and right off Cuzzy, right off the face mask.
Gibbons grounds it back up the middle and into center field, a base hit. 2-out single for Jay Gibbons.
So I was talking about in Melvin Mora's at bat. You know, he'd been all fastball, so finally he shows Mora a breaking ball, and it's not a good one. He gets underneath it, it's rising, it's away. So Mora, he can pretty much eliminate that pitch. Now just set on fastball, and he gets out in front of it. It was almost in Mora's mind, that was a show me breaking ball. It was not very good. I'm not going to see it again.
So 2 down, the runner at first, and Lopez hits it out towards left center. Ramirez on the run, won't get there. He is able to cut it off quickly, and they'll have to stop Gibbons at third as a result.
He's got to come out now with Surhoff coming to the plate. Manny actually making a pretty good play out there to keep that ball from getting by him. It gets by him. It's the go-ahead run. He's able to get to it and turn around quickly to get it back in, and that's going to hold Gibbons at third base. Looked like it had gotten by Manny, but no, he spins quickly, gets it back into the cutoff man, and they have to hold the runner.
Well, Terry Francona takes the baseball from Hansen. The pitching change from Camden Yards. It's a 2-2 ball game.
Stay tuned after the game for WB Mason's Extra Innings and Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra. Tonight, Tom Caron and Jim Rice will break down Matt Clement's outing. Plus, they'll have highlights of the Blue Jays Yankees from the Bronx, and you'll hear from David Wells as he prepares for his start tomorrow in the series finale here in Baltimore. Join TC and Jim right after the game.
2/3 of an inning for Craig Hansen. He is touched for 4 hits and 2 runs, a 2-run home run by Melvin Mora, and responsible for the 2 runners in scoring position for the Orioles. Mike Myers in to face B.J. Surhoff.
3rd of an inning last night for Myers. B.J. Surhoff 2 for 10 in his career off Myers, and this will be appearance number 60 on the season. And it will be B.J. Surhoff. There will not be a pinch hitter for him.
Surhoff has struck out, grounded into a fielder's choice, and singled to right. The Orioles have tied the game 2-2. Now threatening to pull ahead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jay Gibbons at third base. Javi Lopez at second base.
And they have had, Don, many more chances in this game to score runs than the Red Sox have.
They have left 8 men on, bases loaded in the 2nd and in the 4th, and 2 in scoring position. They left in the 6th. They're 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position in the ball game. Surhoff takes strike 1 from Myers. The Red Sox using the youngster to begin the inning. They're hoping the veteran can end the inning. Popped up left side. And Miller underneath it puts it away. The Orioles get 2 runs, tie the game 2-2 after 7.
Now this conversation has been going on all between innings between Jason Varitek and Hansen, and also Myers chipping in a little bit. It looked to me in some of that conversation that Varitek was going over some signs maybe in locations as he was almost squatted down, and you see a lot of times, you know, maybe going through some numbers. I don't know if there was a cross up or a pitch that maybe he didn't pick up. Hard to tell.
A new pitcher for the Orioles now in a tie ball game into the 8th is Chris Ray. Renteria after the first pitch he throws, and Mora throws him out at first base.
This is the beginning of the conversation, and of course it's kind of a pick-me-up for Varitek to the kid, you know, and then he went back a little bit later and they continued that conversation again.
One down for Big Papi. The shift in full force for the Orioles. Miguelza hot on the right side of the infield, and Bernie Castro in short right. And the Orioles second baseman. Only Melvin Moore on the left side. This one skips through to the backstop. 2-0 to Ortiz.
Ray pitched last night, inning and a third of scoreless baseball, allowing 1 hit against the Red Sox.
Reno now to Ortiz. Bedard, the starter, 6 1/3, gave up the 2 runs the Red Sox have. Aaron Rockers at third. Bedard working a third. Ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk to David Ortiz with 1 down in the 8th. Todd Williams, the right-hander, B.J. Ryan, the closer, the left-hander. Ortiz at first, 1 down in the 8th. Manny Ramirez coming up. Manny's sacrifice fly in the first gave the Red Sox a 1-0 advantage at the time. Popped out to short, struck out looking. A strike over the outside corner. Another strike, same spot, 0-2.
Tell you, this kid's got a good arm. We've seen him quite a bit, Don, over the last few times we faced the Orioles, and he's got a live fastball with kind of a funky delivery. He throws everything at you, elbows, shoulders.
In 4 1/3 innings against the Red Sox, he's not allowed to run. And he makes very quick work of Ramirez. All on the outside corner. 3 pitches, and Manny's gone for out number 2.
And when you face a kid like this, you got to kind of put all that junk he's got out of your mind. All this elbows and shoulders and gloves coming at you and just try to pick the baseball up. And 3 fastballs to Manny for the strikeout.
Last one at 96. Second time Manny has struck out. It's the 8th strikeout for Orioles pitchers in the game. The starter Bedard had 7. Here's Veritek. Jason struck out in the first, grounded out to third in the 4th inning, grounded out to third in the 6th. As behind Veritek, 2-0. Veritek in the left field, a base hit. Ortiz up 90 feet to second base, 2 on, 2 down.
Well, Veritek goes from a little bit of coaching in the dugout and a pep talk in the dugout to picking up a base hit when he gets his chance to hit. Fastball running away, and Veritek shooting it the other way. And here comes Captain Hook.
The pitching change for Sam Perlazo. Game tied 2-2, 2 on for the Red Sox in the 8th. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, by Subaru, by Miller Beer,
Good call.
by Infinity, by Pepsi, and by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. Well, Chris Ray working 2/3 of an inning, responsible for the men on. A walk and a hit allowed. And B.J. Ryan, the closer, into the game with 2 down in the 8th.
97 strikeouts on the season for Ryan in 66 innings. That's the most strikeouts of any reliever. And you see John Olerud 1 for 7 in his career against B.J. Ryan.
First at bat for Olerud, who took over defensively for Millar. He takes the first pitch strike. John at 308, 7 homers and 34 runs batted in. He's hit at 324 against lefties. Has 2 of his 7 home runs against left-handed pitchers.
If the Yankees are watching this game, they can be sure that Sam Perlazo is doing everything to win it. Bringing his closer in here in this 2-2 ball game with a man in scoring position in the 8th.
Olerud fouls it off to the left, and it's 1-2. Renteria grounded out to begin the inning. David Ortiz walked. Manny Ramirez. An impressive sequence for Chris Ray. Struck out looking on 3 pitches. And Jason Veritek with the single. Now B.J. Ryan into the game. Just missing, and it's 2-2. Fouls off another down the left field line, still 2-2. B.J. Ryan brought into a tie ball game. 34 saves on the season. Ortiz at second, Veritek at first. Olerud strikes out. The Red Sox strand a pair in the 8th, tied at
2. For every run of the Red Sox brought on NESN, you have a chance to win a LoJack stolen vehicle recovery system. Log on to NESN.com, enter the date, opponent, and runner's name for your chance to win in the LoJack caught stealing sweepstakes.
B.J. Ryan with a strikeout of John Olerud to end the inning.
Now B.J. Ryan, of course, with that explosive fastball, and throws it right to the outside corner against Olerud. So a big spot in the game. B.J. Ryan comes in with a man in scoring position and picks up the strikeout.
New pitcher for the Red Sox. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Jonathan Papelbon.
Papelbon worked in the ball game last night. Faced 2 batters. Had a strikeout. Overall his 14th appearance. 28 strikeouts in 28 2/3 innings for Papelbon.
7, 8, and 9 expected for the Orioles here in the bottom of the 8th inning. This Gomez walked in the 2nd, lined out to right in the 4th, doubled in the 6th inning. Strike 1 to Gomez. Matt Clement, 6 innings of shutout pitching tonight for the Red Sox. He did walk 6. Allowed 4 hits, struck out 4. Greg Hansen giving up the 2-run home run to Melvin Moore after the infield hit by Castro. And the game tied 2-2 here in the last of the 8th. Myers came on to get the last out of the 7th inning. He got Surhoff to pop out to third base. The Orioles stranding 2 more, and they've left 10 men on through 7 innings, including the bases loaded in the 2nd and in the 4th. Up the middle and into center field. Gomez with a leadoff hit to begin the bottom of the 8th.
Now you look at the way this has gone. You mentioned it, Don. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 2nd, didn't score. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 4th, did not score. 2nd and 3rd and the 6th did not score. And then of course did score in the 7th.
Ed Rogers, the pinch runner at first base. Gomez leads off with a single. We'll see what David Newhan will be doing as he squares, pulls back, takes a strike. Newhan walked in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, popped out to third base in the 6th inning. 39 sacrifices as a team for the Orioles. Newhan individually with 5. Squaring, popping it up to Bill Miller for out number 1. Unable to get it down, and it has happened over and over for the Orioles lately on bunt attempts. And this time it's Newhan in a key spot. It pops out.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, we haven't seen him put one on the ground yet. Papelbon going obviously with the fastball, and you see again underneath the baseball the result, the pop up and right to Bill Miller. So we'll see now with 1 out if they go to the steal with Rogers at first base, or maybe a little hit and run. Usually after you mess up with a bunt, they try something.
Luis Matos, who's had a frustrating 0 for 3 last time, had words for Phil Cuzzy, home plate umpire, on what was strike 2. He ended up striking out swinging, and that was against Craig Hansen in the 7th inning. No check on Rogers, diving back to the bag safely. Matos lifts it foul down the right field line, back and out of play. Gomez with the leadoff single, his 2nd hit of the night. The Orioles now up to 9 hits and hitting the Red Sox 9-5. Red Sox enjoying a 2-0 lead, but in the bottom of the 7th, the Orioles tie it 2-2. Will he hold up? Yes. There's Jerry Crawford, first base umpire.
Didn't look like too bad of a pitch. It was the splitter from Papelbon. Here you'll see from the side shot, and it's pretty clear he did hold up. Take a look at the pitch. I thought it might have had the inside corner.
The 1-1 to Matos. And he backs out. Papelbon taking too long, holding the balls. Rogers had gained his lead at first base. He's thrown over twice. Rogers a little bigger lead this time. Papelbon noticed and almost picked him off.
He had all that weight, did Rogers, on that right foot, trying to get planted to go. You'll see him lean towards second base and just gets back in time. Wow, very close.
14 thefts in 20 attempts. Out with the International League this season. A 1-1 pitch to Matos. Papelbon misses, and it's 2-1.
They're going to play hit and run. They'll play it on this count. Rick Dempsey moved over to third base with the change of managers.
There goes Rogers. Matos swings and pops it up. Foul towards the seats over his Olerud, and it's back into the seats. Rogers was off with the pitch.
And a wide open hole at second base. Graffinino was covering second, but a tough hit for Matos to handle. Watch Graffinino head to the bag. Leads a wide open hole here, but the ball popped up.
Two and two to Matos.
Now the straight out steal becomes a possibility.
Rogers gains his lead at first base. Matos carves it foul to the backstop. We'll do it again. 2 and 2. Dempsey through the signs for Matos. Rogers at first base. Again, the 2-2. Matos fouls it off down by the shoe top.
Looks like the splitter here from Papelbon, and right on top of it is Matos to have another chance.
On deck, the top of the Orioles order, Bernie Castro. Then an infield hit in the 7th inning before Mora hit the 2-run home run that tied the game. There goes Rogers. Matos fouls it off again. Rogers off with the pitch again.
Again, the split-fingered fastball from Papelbon. Rogers had himself a pretty good jump over there at first base. It's a tough pitch to foul off for Matos. There's the jump at first base. Little peek back. The foul ball.
Matos is hung in there, fouled off some pitches from Jonathan Papelbon. Again, the 2-2. Throw over, and Rogers diving back safely to the bag. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Gomez singled to center. Rogers running for him. Newhand tried to move him along in the sacrifice, but instead popped out to the third baseman Miller. 1 out, 1 on. The 2-2 pitch again. Matos takes it for ball 3 and a full count now. Rogers with the big lead again at first. There he goes. Matos strikes out. The throw down to second base. In time. Struck him out. Throw him out. Tied at 2 as we head for the 9th.
Well, on the 10th pitch to Matos, the slider for the strikeout from Papelbon. And of course, Veritek throwing out. Rogers at second base. So they strike him out, throw him out to end the 8th inning. Big play in that inning was obviously Newhand not able to execute a bunt and get a man in a scoring position.
Bill Miller leading it off here in the 9th inning. B.J. Ryan, who got the last out of the 8th, he struck out John Olerud. Popped up. Second baseman Castro back on the infield dirt for out number 1. Defensive replacement at first base as Gomez was run for by Rogers is Alejandro Frade. 1 down for Trot Nixon. Nixon struck out in the 2nd inning, grounded out to third base in the 4th, singled to right in the 7th. The Orioles out hitting the Red Sox 9-5. Baltimore has stranded 10 men. As Clement had 6 shutout innings here tonight. And the ground left side. Tejada into short left. No chance. Nixon will beat it out. Red Sox have a base runner with 1 down in the 9th.
Nixon gets the breaking ball that time from B.J. Ryan and just kind of slaps it in that hole between third and short. Slider toward the end of the bat. No play for Tejada.
So 1 out, 1 on for Tony Graffinino, who's 0 for 3. Tony's return to the Red Sox lineup, missing the last couple of days of the groin strain. And their first strike to Graffinino. Struck out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 5th, popped out in the 7th. Red Sox have action in their pen. Mike Timlin up. Clement went 6. Craig Hansen 2/3 of an inning, allowing the game-tying 2-run home run. Mike Myers at 3rd and Jonathan Papelbon worked the 8th. Graffinino after the 2-1 lines it into right field, a base hit. Over to play it is Gibbons. Nixon heading for 3rd. He will be stopped there on the long single for Tony Graffinino. The go-ahead run for Boston just 90 feet away now.
Well, Graffinino back in his first game in a few days. Takes that fastball inside-out swing to the opposite field. And a great situation here for the Red Sox. 1st and 3rd with only the 1 out. Looks like Stearns pinch running at first base for Graffinino.
So a full-fledged conference going on at the mound now. Everybody from the infield in. Sam Perlozo here is who's talking over what they're going to do strategically with runners at first and third and one down. And Damon coming up. Popped out Nixon with the infield hit. A single by Graffinino, first and third, one down. Damon has had a tough time against B.J. Ryan. 3 for 19 in his career, 9 strikeouts against Ryan.
Infield pulled in for the Orioles. Castro in at second base. Tejada not quite as close as shortstop.
Damon takes ball one. Outside, 2-0 now to Damon. And has been on since the 8th. Nixon 90 feet away at third. Stern at first. Damon taking ball 3, and it's 3-0. Edgar Renteria waits on deck with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Damon taking all the way, and he'll walk on down to first base. Loads it up for the Red Sox. So a bases loaded, 1 out situation. Edgar Renteria will be the batter. Javi Lopez, the catcher, out to talk to B.J. Ryan. Renteria walked back in the first. He scored the second Red Sox run. Was on a wild pitch back in the first inning.
Now the middle infield is moved back in double play depth.
Renteria to left field. It falls in. Nixon from third. Behind him comes Stern. 2 runs in for the Red Sox. Edgar Renteria getting it done and putting Boston on top 4-2.
Well, you take him any way you can get him. A broken back bloop base hit for Renteria. Shatters the bat, but drops it over the head of Mora, over the head of Tejada, and 2 runs come across. Lynn Jones was out questioning something with the second base umpire. I think he might have been thinking there was an obstruction on Johnny Damon.
David Ortiz taking ball 1 from B.J. Ryan.
See if Damon rounds second base, and let's see if that second baseman gets in his way. Can't tell on that replay. We just see the 2-run score.
Ortiz carves it foul to the backstop, 1-1.
One more look, and well, I think he made an effort to get out of the way. And quite honestly, from where that ball was, I don't think Damon was going to get to third base.
Renteria at first base. Damon at second. 1 down. 2 runs in for the Red Sox in the top of the 9th inning. In the dirt. Lopez can't find it right away. Damon started to break, but then retreats.
What a turn of events in this game. I mean, you know, the Orioles have had all the opportunities to score big runs in this game and haven't been able to do it. The Red Sox in the 9th inning all started by a base hit by Nixon, lefty against lefty, and a broken bat gives him the 2-run lead.
The 2-1 pitch. Ortiz jumping back out of the way. It's 3-1. June 2nd of this season, David Ortiz with a walk-off home run off B.J. Ryan at Fenway Park. One of the 46 home runs David Ortiz has on the season. Ortiz with a swing and a miss, and it's a full count now. In his career, 2 homers off Ryan. Clement at second, Renteria at first, still just 1 out. Ortiz lifts it in the air to center field. Matos makes the catch for the 2nd out of the 9th. Two down for Manny Ramirez. Here comes Sam Palazzo. He has had B.J. Ryan on since the 8th inning, and Ryan has been touched for 2 runs here in the 9th. Looks as if he's going to make the change. Ryan will be leaving here with 2 down in the 9th. So to the bullpen goes Palazzo again. It's a 4-2 Red Sox lead now.
We're back in Baltimore for the road ahead, brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. We hear from David Wells, the starter in tomorrow's series finale with the Orioles. He is pitching on a sore right knee, very sore, according to Wells. Here he is.
I don't like talking to the media about it, and I've been getting hounded by you guys a little bit, but you got a job to do, and I understand that. But so now the whole world knows, or at least the Red Sox nation, that you know, it does hurt, but it does affect me at times, because if you can't get over that front knee, then that means everything's flat and up, and that's what happens. So I had to get it injected, and so hopefully it'll work.
Wells not at 100% on the mound here tomorrow. You can hear more of that interview before tomorrow's first pitch on the pregame, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Eric. B.J. Ryan leaves the game here with the 2 outs in the 9th inning. He's been charged with 2 runs so far. There are 2 runners on for the Red Sox, and the new pitcher on for the Orioles is Todd Williams.
Very nice tease too by Eric Fried about hearing more of that interview tomorrow in the pregame. 68th appearance for Williams. Manny 0 for 5 in his career. What do they call that in the business? A tease. Yeah, a tease. Yeah, it's a tease. Nice tease there.
6th pitcher of the game for the Orioles. That's after their starter Bedard went 6 1/3. And he takes ball 1 from Williams. And there's the sacrifice fly back in the 1st inning. Since then, a pop out to short, 2 strikeouts, both looking.
We don't know what the final score is going to be yet, Don, but if this is one, the Red Sox win. If I was a manager of the Orioles, I'd be pulling my hair out after this game. All the opportunities they've had late in the game a chance to bunt a guy to second. Then you get to strike him out, throw him out.
And he grounds it left side softly to Hana. Chargers throws high, but Frade comes down with it, and Ramirez is gone. 2 runs in the top of the 9th. Boston on top 4-2.
Well, 2 major contributors to the 2 runs. Obviously, Trot Nixon starting it off on a breaking ball, picking up a base hit between third and shortstop to start things. Graffinino follows with a single, Then, of course, the walk to Damon, and Edgar Renteria with the broken bat blue base hit to drive in 2 runs to give the Red Sox the 2-run lead.
Cora comes in at second base. And the Red Sox have a new pitcher as well, Mike Timlin, into the game.
78th appearance for Timlin. He worked last night, picked up the save, his 10th with an inning, gave up a hit, did have a strikeout. And of course, stay tuned after the game for WB Mason's Extra Innings and Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra with Tom Caron and Jim Rice. You'll get Matt Clement's postgame reaction. Eric Fried will bring you Terry's take from the manager's office, plus up-to-date scores and highlights from the tight American League playoff races. TC and Jim right after the game.
Bernie Castro leading it off in the bottom of the 9th inning. Castro with an infield hit his last time up.
And in tight at the corners, both Bill Miller and Olerud. That's the bunting ability or the threat of a bunt from Bernie Castro.
And falling behind 2-0. Applebaum, the pitcher of record right now for the Red Sox, as he pitched the 8th, giving up a hit. Applebaum had a strikeout as well. In their first strike, and it's 2-1 now to Castro. Applebaum would pick up his 2nd win in a Red Sox uniform and in the major leagues. Just missing, and it's 3-1 now to Castro. Mora, who tied the game at the time with a 2-run home run in the 7th inning, waits on deck. Inside, a leadoff walk to Castro to begin things here in the bottom of the 9th. Melvin Mora has 2 hits in the game. A single in the 5th, the home run in the 7th. A 2-run shot off Craig Hansen. In there for a strike. The Red Sox had a 2-0 lead into the 7th inning after Castro had the infield hit. Mora would hit his 22nd home run of the year, which tied the game at 2. Now he bats. The Red Sox on top 4-2. Castro at first, nobody out, bottom of the 9th. Outside, it's a ball and a strike to Mora. Outside again, and it's 2-1 now to Mora.
Alan Casey missed the first one. Timlin tried it again, but again no call. Almost the exact same pitch.
Castro will walk to begin things here in the bottom of the 9th. Mora swings at the 2-1 and pops it up right side of the infield. Olerud. 1 down in the bottom of the 9th. So 1 away, and it brings up Miguel Tejada. Tejada 0 for 4 in the ball game. He struck out in the first and has grounded out 3 times since. Four for 19 is Tejada against Clement in his career. He does have 2 home runs. Outfield straightaway and deep on Tejada. There's a strike, 1-1. Sending it to the backstop, foul ball and 2 strikes. On deck, Jay Gibbons with 1 out in the 9th. Tejada had 2 hits in the ball game last night, but held hitless so far here tonight. The 1-2 from Clement. Grounded down the third baseline. Miller bare hands and throws. In time, he got him. Nice play by Bill Miller for out number 2 of the 9th.
That's a great play by Miller. Bare hand right on the line, right on the grass, and able to make that off-balance throw and throw a strike to Olerud at first base. Tejada jammed. Did not get out of the box real quick. A barehanded play by Miller. And in plenty of time to get Tejada.
Two down in the last of the 9th. Castro at second base, and here's Jay Gibbons. Been on base 4 times tonight, 2 walks and 2 singles. Up and away, ball 1.
Unlike last night, most of this place standing with the 2 outs.
Clement ready with the 1-0. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Red Sox had a 2-0 lead. The Orioles tied at 2-2 in the 7th. Red Sox went ahead with 2 in the top of the 9th. 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Line towards left center field, in for a hit. Castro coming around to score, as to second base goes Gibbons, and it is a 1-run game now, 4-3, with a potential tying run in scoring position with 2 outs in the 9th.
That's been some day for Gibbons, as you mentioned, Don. 2 walks now, 3 hits, and an RBI on this double to make it a 1-run game.
Burns will pinch run. He's been in a horrible slump offensively, the former Oakland A. And for a brief time, Colorado Rocky. He's at second base with 2 down. Javi Lopez. Lopez fouls it off on a pitch inside. Those are gone to third base. This foul tip was the indication. Burns to third, didn't realize it. to Lopez. Inside, a ball and a strike. The Orioles getting a run back here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Get within a run. Burns at second base with 2 away. Outside this time, and it's 2-1 to Javi Lopez.
And you know it's on Lopez's mind here, one thing, and that's the game-winning home run.
There's 12 home runs on the season. Of course, a long stint in the DL with the broken hand.
And he's done that to the Red Sox before.
Clement has thrown 22 pitches here in the 9th. It has not been an easy go of it so far. The leadoff walk to Bernie Castro. Mora popped out, Tejada grounded out. A double by Gibbons. Burns now pinch running at second base, 2 down, bottom of the 9th. Lopez hits it in the air to right field. Nixon goes back, has got room, makes the catch, and the Red Sox win. 4-3, the Red Sox win this one. And with the Yankees lost today, the 2 tied atop the American League East. We take a look at the playoff picture. Both teams with 90 wins and 64 losses. And with the Indians playing tonight in Kansas City, the Red Sox a game back in the wild card situation, as are the Yankees.
Play of the game is brought to you by Foxwoods Resort Casino, and of course it's going to be the base hit, the broken bat base hit by Edgar Renteria of B.J. Ryan to drive in 2 runs and give the Red Sox at that time a 2-run lead. They needed both runs.
So the final score, 4-3, the Red Sox win. For Jerry Remy and Eric Fried, I'm Don Orsillo saying good night from Baltimore. It's time now for WB Mason's Extra Innings.
Indeed, WB Mason's Extra Innings. Tom Carroll along with Jim Rice. What a long strange trip it's been for the Red Sox tonight, maybe encompassing the entire season. But you know what? Edgar Renteria has taken his fair share of criticism from fans. This is why they brought him. They thought his bat in the number 2 hole would produce results, and it did tonight.
That does not look like a broken bat single to me. 2-run score. That was a base hit. That was an almighty base hit because he had to take a full swing to get that ball over the shortstop and third baseman head.
And he didn't. 2 runs came in, and the Red Sox win this one 4-3. And as you just heard, they are now in a flat-footed tie with the New York Yankees atop the American League East. Another save from Mike Timlin. 90th win of the year for the Sox. WB Mason's Extra Innings is next. Here at Fenway Park, we're all about sports and entertainment, fun and games. But like you, we've been affected by the devastation of Hurricane Katrina, and like you, we want to help. A natural disaster of this magnitude might leave you thinking that the stakes are too high for you to make a difference, but no donation is too small. Join NESN and the Red Sox in support of the relief efforts, because now more than ever, teamwork can make a difference. Visit NESN.com or call 1-800-HELP-NOW for more information.
Stories from Red Sox Nation, a show for the fans, by the fans.
If it wasn't for Dwight Evans, I probably wouldn't be here today.
This is your nation. These are your stories.
This whole Red Sox thing in the summer of '67 that brought us the closest together that we ever were in our lives.
Stories from Red Sox Nation, presented by Dunkin' Donuts, with new episodes each Sunday after the game on NESN. NESN, the official home of the world champion Boston Red Sox. WB Mason's Extra Innings is brought to you in part by WB Mason, the official office supply store of the Boston Red Sox.
A long night at Camden Yards came down to the wire in the 9th inning. Edgar Renteria just got enough on that one to drop it over everybody on the left side of the infield. It brought in 2 runs. He delivers. Edgar Renteria, the offensive hero in the 9th. The Red Sox win this one by a 4-3 final score. All 3 runs off the bullpen. Welcome to WB Mason's Extra Innings, everyone. Tom Kieran along with Jim Rice. It's one of those games, you got to be excited that they won. They're back in the tie first place, but the general reaction around here is, whew.
That's what we're doing right now. 4 hours.
My gosh, 4 hours. They just survived and got through this game.
Well, they got to sleep early tonight, day game tomorrow, rejuvenate themselves, and just come back out and play another Super Bowl game tomorrow. My
goodness, it was the big hit from Renteria, put a happy end to it all. Here's how the 9th inning played out for the Red Sox. 2 runs, as you know, came out the youngster Craig Hansen in the 7th. We'll talk more about that. Trot Nixon got it going as he beat this one out. Didn't even a throw from Miguel Tejada. Then the big hit here. That's a nice double down the right field line. Going with the pitch. Going the opposite field. Hitting where the pitch is.
Well, even I think the ball was a little inside, but Graphic still went that way. He's trying to advance that run a little bit, try to get him in scoring position because you get a base hit, we're up by 1 run. But it worked out pretty good. He hit the ball down the line. We got a man on 1st and 3rd now.
Now, this was a dead pull from Edgar Renteria, and he needed to. Broke the bat, got it out there. That's a 2-run single.
He will hit the ball to the right side occasion, but this was a dead pull. The ball's inside, almost down at his knee, and he gets through and hit the ball. Broken bat, but right now it looks like a tremendous base hit is for it with power.
That's a power. That's a gapper when you read it tomorrow in the paper. As he drives in the 2 runs, Edgar Renteria with a broken bat bloop single to score the 2 runs. They needed it because it became a little bit of an adventure. Mike Timlin giving up a run in the bottom of the 9th. So they needed both of those runs that came in off the bat of Edgar Renteria. Walking the leadoff hitter, you hate to see that as that's the way the inning began. Castro gets on, then he gets Mora. Good battle here, and Timlin will win the battle as Mora pops out. And then a great defensive play here by Bill Miller.
Outstanding. The only way he's going to make that play, you got to come in barehanded. Maybe a couple of third basemen probably thought the ball was going foul and probably just let it, just hang there a little bit as far as see what it's going to do. But he made the wide decision to try to get that ball and throw it to hard out.
Jay Gibbons finishes a big night with an RBI double. He was 3 for 3 with a couple of walks. Got on base all 5 times. And then Lopez tried to give it a ride to the opposite field. Warning track power on that swing, and Trot Nixon is there to take it in. I think Tito was breathing a sigh of relief. This was just one of those games when it's over, you look up at the scoreboard, okay, we got 4, they got 3, let's get out of here.
I think everyone was breathing a sigh of relief, it was a long day, and it wasn't really that high scoring of a game. All of a sudden we look around, we only got about 3 hits, about the 5th or 6th, about the 6th inning. And then we end up scoring 2 more runs and off broken bat single, but it was a pretty good broken bat single.
Matt Clement had a no-hitter into the 5th, and nobody knew it because everybody was walking. He'd walked 6 guys, but Matt Clement got the job done. It was not pretty for Matt Clement, but Matt Clement wound up throwing 6 innings of shutout ball, and after what happened the other day, that's another sigh of relief to see Matt Clement. This is what you expect from Matt Clement. Strikeouts, ground balls, and walks.
Well,
that's what he is. That's what he's always done, but he gets out of trouble. When he gets guys on, he gets out of trouble.
Yes, but if you go back and you look at the situation, too, as far as set up for Veritek, he hit the spots that Veritek wanted. It was a little more outside for the umpires for his calling balls and strikes, but Veritek wanted the ball outside, and he gave it outside, but it seemed like Veritek was going a little too far outside. The ball was just hanging out there and just staying out there. The umpire didn't give him that.
Yeah. Tough strike zone to figure out. Sometimes it was there, sometimes it wasn't. All said and done, the Red Sox are back in the tie because the Yankees lost that game ending just before this game began. We'll show you how that happened. Reaction from the Yankees, reaction from the Red Sox. First, we check in with Eric Fried.
Red Sox certainly dodged a lot of bullets thrown at them by the Baltimore Orioles, but in the end they pick up a 4-3 win, and Jonathan Papelbon picks up his 2nd Major League win. We'll hear from the rookie and hear much more when we come back to Baltimore. Stay with us.
My mind.
Please, go on.
She's every guy's dream. Blonde, beautiful, with luscious red lips.
And what's wrong with that?
She's a chronic overspender. That first time we met, she seemed so excited by my low prices. But then later, on stakeout at a super office store, who do I see but her? Even on trial for overspending, she wouldn't budge.
It was on sale, I tell you, on sale.
Yeah, it was on sale, but my price was lower. Help me, Doc. I see her face everywhere. on cereal boxes, in old Hollywood movies.
I even see her face in my shaving mirror.
Tell me, Doc, what can I do?
Do? What's to do? She's the chronic overspender.
Who but W.B. Mason?
Introducing the new all-wheel drive Subaru B9 Tribeca. The end of the SUV as we know it, and the beginning of what an SUV should be.
Hurry to your local New England Subaru dealer and lease the all-new 2006 B9 Tribeca for only $319 per month.
When you run a small company like I do, well, you don't just run it. You do everything. So I can't afford to worry about our health plan. With Harvard Pilgrim, I don't have to. They know how to work with companies like mine and understand what my crew and I need. Of course, they deal with hundreds of other companies too, but they sure have a way of making me feel like I'm the only one.
Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, named a distinguished health plan by J.D. Power and Associates.
All right, our Subaru start of the game brought to you by Subaru New England Think Field Drive. Edgar Renteria had a 1-for-4 day, a couple of RBI, but the hit was the big one, the 2-run single in the top of the ninth. He's 3 for 8 in the 2 games on the series, has driven in 2 runs and has scored 4 runs as well. Johnny Damon scored a run. When Damon and Renteria are getting on and scoring runs, this team is going to win games. Important to see Johnny Damon get a hit, score a run, because he was only hitting .207 and had only scored 4 runs in the last 7 games. They need Johnny and Renteria getting on base.
Well, you need Johnny and Renteria. You really need the whole team. But you broke camp with these guys. These are the guys you're going to die with. You only got, what, 9 more games to go? 9 more games to go.
8 now.
8 more games to go. And you got to have everyone there. You got to have all your healthy guys, but if they're not healthy, you got to make sure that they can come in if you need them for a plate appearance or something like that. But you still need the guys that you broke camp with and you started the season with.
90 wins, by the way, for the Red Sox. 4th straight year they've won 90 games. Just the 2nd time in history of the Boston Red Sox franchise that they have won 90 or more. 4 straight years. It was back in 90 years ago since they have last done that. Okay, the interesting decision tonight, Craig Hansen. He's pitched once. You know the story. Signed this summer. Just 5 months ago, he was pitching in college. 11 appearances in Double-A, including the playoffs. 1 appearance, a 1-2-3 inning on Monday against Tampa Bay. That was not in a pressure situation. This was tonight. They bring him out in the 7th inning after Matt Clement battled through 6 scoreless innings. And Craig Hansen comes on and strikes out Luis Matos on a 96-mile-an-hour heater, but then the trouble begins when Castro beats out the infield chopper.
I mean, that's something that you can't do anything about right there. Just hit the ball hard. We got a man with speed, hit it on the ground, and he just ran down the line. Who knows, base hit.
But then Mora crushes the 2-run homer to left to tie it, and that represents the first 2 runs given up by Craig Hansen in his professional career. He went through 2 appearances in Single-A, 11, as we said, in Double-A without giving up a single run. Base hit there with 2 outs. And then Lopez with a 2-out double. That puts him on 2nd and 3rd. Nice job by Manny here, by the way, cutting it down in the gap.
Manny cut that ball down pretty good and got the ball in a hurry, too. He spun around, caught the ball 1 hop, and threw the ball back into Renteria.
All right, we saw Jerry Remy break it down pretty clearly. He tried to sneak a slider in there, but Mora wasn't biting. It was not a good slider, as Jerry pointed out. And then if you're the hitter, and here's a look at that slider shooting away quick, you know it's not coming out again, so you're sitting on the fastball.
Well, it's not only that. It's that you know this guy's a fastball pitcher. You know he goes about 96 miles an hour, let's just say high 90s. So what he wanted to do was mainly try to elevate the ball. He didn't elevate it very well, didn't hit his location. But you as a hitter, you try to make sure that you get on top of the ball. The harder he throws, the more of a downswing you need, and that's what happened.
96 miles an hour is impressive stuff, but major league hitters can hit a 96 mile an hour fastball.
If it's straight, you miss location, they're going to hit it.
You got to have some deception. You got to have some other pitches to set it up. And this kid will no doubt grow into that because you know he's got the velocity. He throws hard. and this kid's going to be fine. And I don't want to hear people criticizing Terry Francona for putting in Craig Hansen, because everyone's been criticizing Terry Francona for not putting in Craig Hansen.
But when you have someone come out throwing 96 mile an hour, you as a hitter, you know, you got to change. And if you're not able to change, he's going to get you. So that's just a matter of learning location, try to be a little sharper with his breaking ball, try to work in and out, but still maintain that 96 mile an hour fastball.
But they had to put him out there. They had to see what they had in this kid, because he came out the other night and he was throwing gas. He was throwing gas again tonight. All right, Papelbon, meantime, was at this stage a couple of months ago. Now he's become their dependable 8th inning guy. Jonathan Papelbon comes on in the 8th inning. He ultimately gets the win, his second major league win. Papelbon would give up a leadoff single to Gomez, but here's the trouble. David Newhand can't get the bunt down. He pops it out to third base. Then you know he's got a pretty good pickoff move. I thought they had him twice.
Outstanding pickoff. And with the big guy over there, I mean, you got a sure first baseman over there, and the only thing you got to do is try to keep him close, because you know it's somewhere down the line. He's going to go. And
then a strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the 8th. How huge is that? You wonder, in part, did the 5 pickoff attempts maybe take a step off Gomez when he finally did break? And obviously they were that much more prepared. They were able to get it to the 2-strike count, so he couldn't go until the 2 strikes, in which case it was a double play.
Well, it looked like he got a pretty good jump there, but there's 2 things you got to think about. A quick move to home, and you got Varitek back there, a quick release.
That's exactly right. That was a huge strike him out, throw him out, double play. All right, before the game today, Eric Fried spoke with pitching coach Dave Wallace. Dave Wallace talked a little about these young pitchers and how the Red Sox will use them down the stretch. Let's hear it now.
Well, you know, number one, and the thing you always worry about is neither one of these guys have ever pitched in September in their career, in their short-lived career, because, you know, Pap was in the minor leagues for the last couple of years. They don't play in September. He's approached an innings number this year where he surpassed any time in his career before that. He's also taken on a role now where you got to be a little bit careful in how you use him. But that being said, he's done a pretty good job, so it's very tempting to do that. And also Craig, you know, just signed this year and really didn't pitch most of the summer, and pitched, I think it was 7 or 8 minor league games before he came up. So the temptation is certainly there, but, you know, to protect the organization and what they have in these guys in the future, you just got to do the right thing, you know, and sometimes that's difficult to do. Again, that being said, there are going to be times maybe in the next 9 or 10 days that we're going to have to just, you know, send those guys out there, just because, you know, they're part of the mix now. Their feel for being with the club and being a part of it gets better and better each day, and we get to know them as well. So those, you call it handling kid gloves, but by the same token, they've both shown a maturity that they may be able to handle it.
Again, Papelbon more so than Hansen. He's a little bit older. He's got some minor league time under his belt. You know, Hansen really has had no time. Anything they get out of Hansen is a bonus, but Papelbon is their 8th inning guy. This was an interesting scene after the 7th inning, Hansen giving up the 2 runs. Jason Varitek down there talking. Now, we don't know what they're saying. We can't read their lips. I don't want to try to guess what they're saying. Mike Myers over there, but you got a couple veterans getting around this 21-year-old kid, and I'm sure part of this message is, listen, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. This is the big leagues. This happens. You'll be fine.
You know, Tech's the type of guy that he's going to go back and he's going to analyze everything. And he said, hey, look, the location wasn't there. I mean, the velocity was there, but it's going to happen. When you miss your spot, you got an experienced hitter, it's going to happen. You're going to make mistakes, and that's what it was. But if you have an opportunity to go out there tomorrow, same thing.
That's a great scene. Couple of veterans, Myers and Varitek, been in this game a long time, getting right over to the young kid, 21 years old, second major league appearance, and they're over there right away trying to talk him down off the ledge.
But, you know, just like when I came up as a rookie, you know, everyone was saying bad things about your scrimmage, but your scrimmage was always nice to me. And you sit there and you learn, you listen. When they have something to say, you sit back and you take it all in, and you say, hey, look, this guy's showing some interest in me. He wants me to be successful, and that's the way you approach the game.
You were like that with me when I started anchoring next to you.
100%.
All right, we'll take a break. Come back. So the Red Sox win this one 4-3. They're back in a tie. It's our WB Mason delivery of the game. As, you know, the Red Sox just got a great defensive play right here from Bill Miller. It was in the 9th inning. It was the second out. Who knows what happens if he's able to get on. But Tejada, who didn't get out of the box very quickly. Mickey being Mickey. He's thrown out by Miller, our delivery of the game.
With Patriots gear from Bob's,